Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie classes. Once a
Wowza,
month,
wowza, and wowza dog.
on Wednesdays at, I am super excited. Welcome, everybody. If you're watching us live or on the replay, we get to learn about Alignable.
Well, we hopefully get to learn about Alignable with me teaching. So yeah, most of the time, Doc, especially with some of the things we share on Doc and Queenie classes, it's things that we have learned, things that we have found, things that we literally continue to discover. And I was on a LinkedIn training class yesterday, and the gentleman said, hang on to your hats. LinkedIn is getting ready for yet another update. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. And of course, I stayed on because I need to know this. And for the posting parties and all the different things that we talk about. And he said, we're no longer going to have this and now we're going to something that and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I find it interesting. We talk about this on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live on Mondays at high noon. Also, as far as the only thing constant in our lives is change.
Yep.
And I so 1,000,000% understand that. But as soon as we learn something new, find something new, groups go away, websites disappear, platforms are no longer functioning, or they're no longer free. And that's always an interesting thing for me. So the reason that we're going to talk about Alignable today is because I found it several years ago and I was not utilizing it effectively. I'd hop on every now and then, and isn't that precious? And I'd put an event out there or change my picture or something, but I was certainly not utilizing it effectively. Are you on Alignable, Doc?
I am on Alignable, but I haven't really been on Alignable.
Okay, well, that's why I was wondering. Yeah,
You
I
know,
know
I
you
haven't
might
had time to
I was
shift
just
over there.
say. Yeah, I was just
I,
gonna,
I,
you might have
I was,
something to do these days.
yeah. I was gonna say I always get notifications that I don't know, I can't remember how it goes because and it shows obviously I don't know much. It says something like Kathy Weaver supports so and so or connected with so and so. It's I get
Oh
those
my
pop-ups
goodness,
because
does it
you and I
really?
are related on
Yep,
there.
yep. I didn't know that it does that, but I will say it's a very interactive platform. What is your platform, Doc, that you use the most as far as social media?
I know it'll be a surprise. I use YouTube the most.
Okay.
Facebook is probably second. Instagram is in there, and then I kind of dabble. LinkedIn, you will see me more now on LinkedIn because now that we're in the gardening season, now the newsletters and posts will pop up. But YouTube and Facebook are my top two.
Okay. And once again, the things that we share, it's just things that I have learned. I don't work with or for Alignable, but I love it. And it's been super fun for me. And just as an aside, with all of my new connections and friends on Alignable, well, I'm going to just show you. I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. And so let's get this party started, as they say. Doc, I just wanted to share our classes, as you mentioned, are on the fourth Wednesday of every month at high noon. And Doc will be training on Wednesday, March 27th. So definitely save the date. You'll see the event page on LinkedIn and maybe on Alignable, just from a standpoint of how to do the event pages, and certainly on Facebook. So everyone is definitely welcome to watch us live on the replay, of course. So Doc, if you keep an eye on the Facebook thing, if anyone has questions, that would be great. But the rest of the story is when you teach on March 27th, it's always kind of a teaser as far as what we're going to teach on. But in my case, it's always something not only have I learned the hard way, but many times it has been like, this is the coolest thing ever. And
Yes. And I'd like to welcome, we've got Terry Ann on, we've got Karen Hagen's on, we've got Deborah DeWitt on, and Debbie Miller. So welcome everybody, and welcome if you're watching on the replay. So we're all
that's
excited.
fantastic. I appreciate that so much. And it's great to see you guys, superstars in our community for sure. If you have any questions, let us know. But I'm going to show you some tricks that I have once again learned. And in my case, most of the time it is the hard way. But I will say, just like with LinkedIn, it's back to that same drill. You learn things, in my opinion, by pushing buttons. And many times that is exactly what I have done, is push buttons. And I mean that with all my heart. So let's get this party started, as they say. Doc, are you ready?
I'm always ready, Queenie.
Okay, I am glad to hear that. So, my friends, if you have not been on Alignable yet, um, I have, again, I've been on it for a couple years, but I was not utilizing it effectively yet because it was just another platform, another something to do. And holy moly, there's not enough hours in the day and free networking and all these things. And I thought, oh my gosh. So, first of all, it's an app on your phone, which is awesome. So go to your Google Play Store or certainly your Apple app source. That's how you can find it. And the first thing I would do, though, is go to alignable.com. And the reason for that is most of the time, just like on other platforms, you can do tons more on a computer than you can on a phone. And Doc, you have definitely taught us that with the Canva piece. You do very little Canva on your phone, and you do all your dynamic creations, including our amazing backgrounds you created here on our Zoom screen with Canva, but you've done those from your computer. So most of the time, I just want to share a lot of these edits that we're going to talk about are from your computer. Now, you certainly can access it on your phone, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up. All right, alignable.com. That's it. As soon as you create an account, and it will walk you through the steps, I promise. What does your business profile look like? What does your own profile look like, etc. But as soon as you get on the homepage, isn't this the coolest thing ever? There was a local business person of the year contest. 309,000 votes were cast, which is amazing. We'll talk about that in a sec. And I am thrilled to announce that our very own Debbie Miller is numero uno in her location. And Alignable definitely goes by location. Now, obviously, in the entire Alignable platform, there's first, second, third winners that way. But each location, each business location has an opportunity for you to see who the winner is. Now, just because I like to push buttons, and I want you to get familiar with pushing buttons, when you actually see the buttons in this particular case, push them. And I really mean that with all my heart. So, who are the local business persons of the year? In this particular case, it will come up with your location. And this is the person who got number one in my location, Overland Park, Kansas type area. Now, certain people who shall remain nameless are number two, but I am going to tell you a little tip, or shall I say secret. I was keeping an eye on the votes just because it gives you an up to date, what's going on type of thing. And I had 25, 26, 27 votes almost the whole time. And this person here who got number one, congratulations to Joshua, was in the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vote thing. So quite frankly, I didn't know how, I didn't know you could quote ask for votes, but literally like the night before the vote was over, the contest was over, all of a sudden he has 40. And I thought, wowza. So of course, how did you do that? And the answer is you can actually ask for votes. And each person who has a free account gets 10 votes. If you're a premium account, you get 40. And if you're a premium plus, I think you get 100, which means you can vote for people. But once your votes are gone, they're gone unless you upgrade your account. We'll also notice here that Superstar Grace Strawn in our very own community and network is number 3. Doc, I think you know Dr. Tess also. Yes. And so it just keeps going like that from a standpoint of different people in our community who did so great as far as their voting. But again, you get 10 votes to vote for someone. And then other people, when they meet you, probably will vote just because it's fun. So there's over 8 million people unalignable, which is pretty cool. And you get to see the votes in your own location. And again, I know because I asked Debbie specifically how she did, and she was number 1 in the Gladstone, Missouri area. So
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, I was super excited about that for sure. So please remember, once again, push buttons, push buttons, push buttons. And I mean that with all my heart because Alignable is a very cool platform. So let's go back. If you're just starting out on Alignable, just like with any other platform. Doc, I know this will be a shock to you, but I go to YouTube for everything. And I want to literally, again, do a disclaimer. I don't work for Alignable. I just happen to love it. And so if you go to YouTube, and I'll show you the actual university page in a second, but Sue Brooke, who I've actually gotten to meet virtually, is an amazing trainer. She actually works for Alignable, and she does several videos all the time, Alignable University, and she literally goes through the step-by-step kind of like we're going to do. But the bigger issue is she actually works for Alignable. So she has a heads up on all the changes that are constantly happening. And one of the biggest changes that I have personally found in the last couple of years I've been on it, but especially in the last couple of weeks, you no longer have unlimited free events. So Alignable offers free networking, but the recent message I got was 5 a month of the Smart Connects, which is technically a speed networking kind of thing. And then they want you to upgrade to premium. So you can get different premium memberships, but $30 a month is the standard way if you don't have a coupon code. And I actually have a coupon code, but it has to be used by tomorrow. So if you want Alignable for $20 a month instead of $30 a month, they emailed me a coupon code that has to be submitted by Leap Day, which is tomorrow. Can you believe we're on Leap Day almost, Doc?
I know, it's crazy.
I know, the time is flying. All right. So once again, you get on Alignable and literally alignable.com, that's all. And it opens up a feed. Obviously, it's going to say, do you want to create an account? Well, the answer for me is heck yeah. And I definitely want to create a profile. So please remember, okay, all you do again is push buttons. And for me, one of the first things to do is create a profile. And so many times it's amazing to me how the systems on all the platforms are different. It's kind of like in a networking group, there's really nothing new. You attend a networking group, you put your business card in a basket, smile pretty. You might get to do a presentation if your your business card is drawn. There's really not a whole lot new. Connecting with people, hearing a speaker, praise and worship, or whatever your group looks like. But the best news is it's similar for platforms as well, social media platforms. This can also be on a YouTube channel. This can also be on an Instagram. This can also be on LinkedIn or Facebook. I bet many of you on this call, live or certainly on the replay, have a Facebook page. I bet you have a Facebook business page. And I almost bet you have joined several groups on Facebook. Same system. Don't be afraid to push buttons. So let's go to the create the profile part. What do you want people to know you as? Okay. I just came from a posting party with Millionaire Momentum. Allie Porter and Elise Smith are the founders of that organization. I met Allie actually through Happy Neighborhood Project, which allowed me to meet Elise, which allowed me to find them on Alignable. And now I host posting parties for the Millionaire Momentum team on Alignable because of Allie and Elise. So you see how that whole networking component works. As soon as we talk about how to up your profile, how to increase your traffic, it's the same exact thing with Alignable. So please don't be afraid to push buttons. As you can see, I am just getting started from a standpoint of connections and recommendations and things like that. But I am definitely going to focus on this platform because I've met tons of cool people already. And I love it because I'm focusing on the Alignable platform as far as making the correct connections. So please remember to go to YouTube, Alignable University. How do I this? How do I that on Alignable? And there are several actual employees of Alignable, and they'll help you through it with a video. It's a very cool system. And certainly subscribe to their channel too. I think they've got 800 and something subscribers. And I was super excited that I hit the 800 mark yesterday, Doc. So it was super fun to see that we're in the same boat, kind of. All right, my friends, once again, take a look at the profile. And I don't mean mine, but I can't see yours as far as the edit buttons. So I'm on mine. Make a banner, a background of some kind. Let people know what you do. In my case, my books, of course, my Kathy Chat podcast, posting parties. I love doing those for different groups. I get to do one tomorrow for a nonprofit on Leap Day, which is super fun. KathyWeaverKC.com obviously is my branding, and Enagic is my company. DBA, Miracles with Water. I don't own Enagic. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, anyway, now what do you want people to know you for? In my case, Kangen Water Rep. I love networking, and I certainly love helping people with posting parties. So that's what I have as my 3 main places as far as verbiage, if you will. Now, once you're this is a free account. When I do go premium, which I intend to do tonight, as a matter of fact, with that link I just told you guys about that they gave me, they sent me on an email, which I thought was pretty cool. But the good news is, as soon as you create your account, they give you an opportunity for free this and free that. Click on it and do it. Fill out all the locations that you can do for free. Don't hesitate. And certainly, as I said, push buttons. So let's take a look. When you edit profile, what does that look like? Does this look pretty much identical to the LinkedIn contact section? And so that's why I say, don't be afraid to push buttons. Now you'll notice it says supercharge visibility with search tags. What that means is when you become premium member, you get to do more tags than just the Kangen Water Rep, networking, and posting parties, which means I'd be able to add Kathy Chat, Fun Fearless Female, Doc and Queenie, all the different things I get to help with. And I love that. Think about our superstar godmother of ACA, Karen Hagen's on the call live. It's back to that same drill. Karen would be able to up her American Club Association locations, events, things like that, just by having that particular tag, if you will, added to her alignable page. I say LinkedIn so many times, I have to be very careful that I'm talking about alignable at this content at this particular moment. Now, this is a pretty cool thing that I want you to notice. Somehow last year, and I actually don't know how this happened, but last year I got local business person of 2023. I guess I either didn't know it or whatever. I had no idea, but that was Debbie will get a banner that looks like this once they have created them. I don't know if they've done it already for the 2024 since I didn't get it, but I was 2023 business person of the year for my local location. Isn't it the coolest thing that they create these for you, which means obviously you can screenshot it. And now you're actually going to put that out in Alignable, tag, tag, tag. You're going to put it even on LinkedIn, tag, tag, tag. I got to be local business person of the year for 2024. Excellent. Let them know that you are a networker and you want people to see that. So think about the recognitions. If you've already gotten highly recommended, that's another cool thing. I'm highly recommended on Alignable because of my connections, and I love my connections continuing to recommend me. Please consider, if you haven't recommended someone yet, just like with LinkedIn, you want to do that because it gives you visibility, and it certainly gives the person that you're recommending additional recognition from the Alignable team. So all of these things commingle and work together. Put a link to your YouTube channel on Alignable. What did she say? Yeah. Put a link to your YouTube channel on Alignable. And then when you go to the Smart Connects, you can set your website up in such a way that it takes people to your YouTube channel instead of your specific website, if that's what you want to do. So my friends, as I said, every single thing you push buttons, don't forget to push buttons. It's the coolest thing ever. Okay, here's some recommendations that I've got. So the great news is, all of a sudden, we just came from a posting party. Nancy White was on the call. Oh my goodness. And so I didn't like those for some reason. My bad. And so it's back to that same drill, interaction. Arika is a wonderful person, and Lorraine Yoder, as a matter of fact, I think of Arika with Kangen Water in Los Angeles. Lorraine Yoder, I believe, is in, I should know this because we've talked several times, but as you'll notice on Lorraine's page right here, she has premium underneath her name. She's a premium member of Alignable. So obviously you're going to take a look at someone's profile and see if that's a good fit for you to connect with them. So please notice, push buttons. There's so much on here. Okay. There is so much on here. And the reason I'm showing you the whole page before we actually dive into this, I want you to see, again, don't be afraid to push buttons, but look at this. You can post anything that you want. Doc and Queenie, of course, hello, on the gallery page, KathyWeaverKC.com. Certainly, I'm going to add Kathy Chat to that as a matter of fact, but you can only have a few as a free member. You'll be able to have lots more as a premium member if you choose to join. And again, I don't work for Alignable. I just happen to love it because there are so many groups, and I'm going to show you how to find events for free initially. My Final Footprints is the book that I have written most recently, and the reason I put it on here is, once again, grief and bereavement seem to have such a large following. I guess I never thought of that actually, but people have clicked on this a lot more than I would have thought. 350 people already have actually looked at this. And I'm just like, holy moly. So they have visited the website and certainly referred the book. So I definitely appreciate that. Again, Kangen Water, DBA Miracles with Water. I want people to know that I'm happy to help them with water technology. Put out there what you want people to know about you. Let them know your products, your services, how you can help other people. And again, I'm only the reason I didn't upgrade my account yet is because I only teach the free stuff, and I wanted you guys to be able to see what free looks like. There's so much you can do, even as a free member of Alignable. Now, isn't it a cool thing, Doc? I know that you use artificial intelligence a lot in your newsletters and your postings and some of your ideas that you do for your YouTube shorts. But here it says right off the bat, generate an elevator pitch. What? Yeah, they're going to help you generate an elevator pitch. Did you click on it? You can. Obviously, it's a live link. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want to take the time at this second because we don't have much time for these classes every month. But the best news is, once again, hashtags. Are you findable? Are you findable? If we're in business, my friends, we've got to make sure people can find us. So please push buttons. You can't break anything. Click, add, edit, whatever you'd like to do. But make sure when you're on Alignable, you have a profile picture that looks like you. Okay. You have a banner that is anything. You can put your Doc, can you even imagine your greenhouse and some of your dynamic pictures that you have created? How cool that would be right here on your Alignable banner. I'm going to go ahead and look at your page in a second. And so we'll actually be able to see what you have out there and think about the different things that you have to offer people. Okay. And I just beg you to get on here. Now, you see over here, it says go premium. It means I'm not yet, but you see the premium tag that's underneath your name. If that's the case, people can tell if you're already an engaged member of Alignable. Now, again, push buttons across the top. And now you're going to go to My Network. You've created your page. You want to take a look at My Network. Well, you ain't got no network yet if you just got on the platform. So now you've got suggested connections. Before you start going wild and hit connect to everybody that LinkedIn has recommended you do that with, hang on a second. If you're a free member of Alignable, you only get 10 a month. So if I connect with all these folks, bang, 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 connect. All of a sudden, I want to connect with Doc, and I already used up my 10. So I don't get to connect with Doc until next month. Now, the difference for that is if I want to connect with Doc and I used up all my connections, and Doc is smarter than I am and didn't use up all her 10 in 4 seconds, I would send a message to Doc through another platform and say, could you please connect with me on Alignable? I used up all my 10 already, and I definitely want us to be connected so I can tag you and send other invites to different groups to you. So you can actually do that as well. But please remember, push buttons. Suggested connections. What does that look like? Click. Look at all the different folks that Alignable has suggested I connect with. Why do I get Dr. Karen? Because she's an educator in all things natural. Absolutely. Holistic healing is some of the tags that I put in my profile. So LinkedIn takes a look at all of those. AI, artificial intelligence, I'm sure does the work. But the cool part is anybody that is a salt bath owner, a massage therapy clinic, a chiropractic office, a veterinary location. And again, when you're premium, you can add more tags, as they call it. But the cool thing is, absolutely, LinkedIn, Alignable, all of those are quote related. And now I'm actually able to connect with other people in my network. Now, once you're a paid member, if you choose to do that, I think you get 40 connections a month. And once you're a premium plus, I think you get 100. So they up it depending upon the paid part of what you have offered. All right. In fact, let's take a look at Doc right now. I always
I have not been on. This will be scary. Uh-oh.
see.
There's nothing on there.
Okay, no, that's all right. And that's good. I want to basically show, first of all, there's a lot of Laura Christines. So let's think, and I had to remember what your name was because I don't call you that. So all of a sudden we're going to see Laura Christine comes to the top because of course we're connected. And so when you click on her name, it now says visit profile. All right. Now, this is a perfect example, Doc, when any of our friends that are on the call now, or certainly on the replay, if you don't have this, if you don't have that, if you don't have whatever else it is, I would type in Laura Christine and you've got Kitchen Garden Expert as your name. You could do obviously the cross-pollination part, just like we do on many of our platforms. Nobody would know necessarily Miracles with Water, but they would probably know Kathy Weaver KC. And so that is a perfect opportunity of being able to grow, obviously, your page. So this is the deal. If I recommend Kitchen Garden Expert, which obviously I will, think about the different opportunity, even as a free member, and even since you have not utilized Alignable yet, this is probably what many people's pages are going to look like. Now, the cool part is, what does it show right over here to the right? Our mutual connections. Lana Walsh was actually on Doc and Queenie Guest Live. Diva, our very own Denise Vargas from Live Creatively fame. We've got a posting party coming up with her on the third Friday night of every month. And Derica Morgan, right here, Kingdom Mom Boss. She is incredible. And I already can see our mutual connections. So we've got a link right off the bat to other superstars. Okay. You've got an opportunity to visit your website. Click here. Make sure that your links are where you want them. Mine, when you click on visit my website, it actually doesn't take you to kathyweaverkc.com. It takes you to my YouTube channel, because in this particular community, I'm definitely looking to up my game on my YouTube channel. And obviously hitting the 800 yesterday, it's definitely working. Once again, the navigation bar at the top, please remember push buttons. Push buttons. Don't forget to push buttons. The reason I say this again is mostly I learned the hard way. I had a 2-week break from one of my other groups over the holiday, Christmas holiday in December. And so I was able to attend a lot more of these events because I was tied up prior. But during the 2-week hiatus from my other group, I was able to find different events here. As soon as you click on events, what does it say? Discover events. All right. Don't be afraid, once again, to push buttons. Today at 4:00, how to grow your network, powered by Smart Connect. Smart Connect, once again, is a quote buzzword in the Alignable community for speed networking, which means you've got 40 people on a call. And quite frankly, usually you have about 90 or more, but you're on a Smart Connect and you've got, let's say, 40 people on a call. The host of the call says, okay, time to network. And they put you in a breakout room with one other person. They get to see your picture, your live video picture. Underneath that, it says, visit my website. You click on that, depending upon how you set your profile up, and it can take you directly to, in my case, my YouTube channel. I really am trying to build my channel. Would you be willing to click on that little website button and subscribe to my YouTube channel? So far, the cool part is everybody goes, yeah. And so again, that's how I have grown my channel. And I'm so grateful for my new Alignable friends for doing that. Back to the same picture thing, when you're in a Smart Connect, actually in a call, and by the way, it's not, you can't have a background on the calls unless you have a specific system, like a video system. It's not like Zoom where you can just add a background like we do on this particular call. And so it's very specific. If you're a premium member, as I understand, you can actually add a Zoom background. If you're not a premium member, you literally have whatever is in your office or wherever you're doing your call. So I do want to give you a heads up that it gives you a chance to blur the background in case it's not such a great look. But when you're on these events, as you can see, you can sort, okay? And once again, in fact, I'll push that button to see if it comes up with the message that I've already hit my limit. I've hit my limit on a lot of things. Do you notice that, Doc? But right here, you see morning events. Click on it. Don't be afraid to push buttons, okay? Lunch events. Somebody serving me lunch? Heck yeah. And the best news is you can sort, sort, sort. Afternoon, evening, date, weekend, virtual, in person. As I mentioned, Sue Brook, one of the top leaders and Alignable top trainers, is going to be in Kansas City in May, live and in person. And I just thought, is that the coolest thing ever? It's on a Friday, I have a feeling, and that's probably not going to work for me schedule-wise, but we'll see. The groups, the categories, what do you want to be in? Do you want to be in a Smart Connect, or do you want to be in Alignable Learn, which is basically teaching? Right here where it says Millionaire Momentum, that's one of the groups that I belong to, Christian business women and Christian business men. And so click on that to join, to absolutely go to these different events. There's different demographics that you can pick. You want to only be with women. You only want to be with Black business owners. You want to only be part of the LGBTQ plus community. You only want to be with Christian business owners, Hispanic, Asian, veteran. You want to be with whatever demographic, and they filter for you. So the cool part is, once again, push the buttons. So I'm going to see if I want to refresh that. Okay, I'm going to see, since I have reached my limit. That one says today. Let's see if it comes up. Oh, it says I can go. And I really didn't join for free yet. Now the challenge is, this says I can register, but very possibly when 4 o'clock today gets here Central Time, as soon as it gets here and it says join the event, very possibly a big banner message is going to come up and say you reached your limit for this month. And that, again, in my case, Doc, probably got done yesterday because I do love Alignable and I was able to go to several events this month. And so I'm sure I've reached my 5 meeting limit. It has been free forever, for quite a long time, and it's no longer free now. I think 5 Smart Connects. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go to education or certainly the posting parties that I do with Millionaire Momentum. But the cool part is it's 5 Smart Connects, which is the speed networking format. So discover events, find one that fits your demographic, certainly your schedule. If you like to network at night, if you like to network in the afternoon, there's actually one at 5 o'clock Central Time on Sundays. That's been a good fit for me because they teach marketing tips. So find a group that works, an event that works for you. Now, is anybody having a question, Doc?
No, but I do. Could we take a sneak peek at what the educational events look like also?
Absolutely true. They educate on all different topics, which is cool. So let's find the filter, and educational events right here. Don't be afraid to push buttons. The masterminds are cool. They teach you how to do AI, which is awesome. And I have been to several of those because, again, I can't get enough of it. And it's fun. And those don't count against your meetings at this time, as I understand, as far as the free platform. So when you go to educational events, pick one that fits your schedule, your timing, whatever that looks like. And how to get more leads online. Heck yeah, an AI mastermind. What does Elevate mean? The Coach Connect Hub. Think about that. They're going to be teaching coaches how to market their coaching business. Super awesome again. Now, the other thing that I love about this education part is they show you how many people have registered. Now, some people go because obviously, even if they're in an education environment, they want to network. Hello, me. But here's 409 people for the AI extravaganza. Elevate your business with Alignable. Absolutely true and super fun. And the people, you can tell who the trainers are, the host of the meeting, and possibly who they're having as a guest, guest trainer or guest speaker. And that's pretty awesome. So click on the event. They're all hyperlinked, of course, and click on the event to get more information. So it gives you an about, and it lets you know who the person is that will be training, which is awesome. Look what happens right here. I can't stress enough, if you are going to be involved in any platform, comment, like, share. Oh my gosh. What does that do? It pushes your name out there, my friends. Comment, like, share the event. All right. Even if I can't go to this one, I don't know much about AI yet. Should I still come to this event? See what they say. Push buttons and type into the person. 408 people have already registered for this event. It's 2 o'clock. And the great news is it converts to your time zone. I don't know about you, Doc, but I've been getting a lot of emails for Leap Day networking today. And it's with Misty Henkel in Australia. So they're talking about today's event at 2 o'clock Central and 5 o'clock Central. And she says, be sure and join us for Leap Day training. That's tomorrow for us, but they're training today on Leap Day when I go to these events today, because obviously Australia is tomorrow. And so my brain has been all day long. I'm so excited to be here on Leap Day. And she kind of goes, honey, you're not here on Leap Day. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. And so it's just funny, but the time zone converts on Alignable, which helps a lot. So Doc, I hope that helped you from a standpoint of being able to filter, and you could certainly do education. So push buttons, you can't break anything. Even I can't break anything. And obviously it defaults to networking, but you can definitely default to, and take that off if you don't want just afternoon. You can default to education and find out some good systems on how to learn stuff and see how many people are registered, what the event is about. Okay, coming up, different things, and check it often. Because let's say, for example, I'm an ambassador with Alignable and I'm a Premium Plus member and I'm hosting an event. I maybe didn't have time to get my event on here yet, and it's tomorrow, Leap Day. Check your event pages often, because obviously a new host, a new ambassador, a new trainer could be able to add things quickly, like for tomorrow already, and you already thought you had tomorrow settled. Maybe you don't. So always check your Discover events, push buttons at the top of these pages all the time. Now, we have hovered a few times over groups. My friends, I don't know how better to share the coolest part of the groups. Okay. Look what happens even on the right-hand side when you hit groups. What is the group of the month? I mean, of the year that won the voting? What? What is the group of the month of the year? Who did the most voting? Find that out. Join that group. Okay. Please remember, these things are super, super, super important. Okay. Doc, can you imagine how cool it would be for you to be not only in a group about gardening, but definitely how to help people with the gardening topic, with the education piece, how to do blogs and podcasts and all the things you do? There are so many groups. What does this say? Meet like-minded business owners. They know that I love the ladies groups, definitely. The Christian part, you can filter. Those are a great fit for spreading the word, as they say. All of the different groups, if they identify themselves that way, you'll be able to find more people. So do you want brick and mortar people? Do you want solopreneur business owners? Do you want brand new business owners? If you're a coach or a trainer and you love training new business owners, new solopreneurs, boom, wouldn't that be the coolest place to go? How do I this? Where do I that? My friends, please push buttons. Okay. If you want to be a trainer, a speaker, what does this say? Learn and share business knowledge. Push buttons. How do you know digital marketers and what do they do? In fact, I was just thinking about another gentleman who's actually looking for digital marketing work. This might be a great source of referrals and leads for him. We talked about how to get in digital marketing groups on LinkedIn. Now you've got digital marketing groups on Alignable also. So what would that look like? He's a content marketer. Boom. Now he's got opportunity to be with other people in his same industry and possibly someone who's looking for a digital marketer. So you see what I mean? There's sales trainings, there's money groups. What do I do about financing? Can somebody help me with my bookkeeping? I need retirement planning. How do you write a grant? I just can't stress enough that the more buttons you push, the bigger your network, certainly, and the bigger your opportunity for growth, all in one platform. Coolest thing ever. All right.
It's quite a setup. It's quite a setup. It's kind of like all of the other social media kind of wrapped into one big.
That's a very good point.
The depth of this is fantastic.
Yeah, I really think so too. And once again, shall we say underutilized or perhaps best kept secret, maybe. But the rest of the story is LinkedIn giveth and LinkedIn taketh away, Alignable giveth and Alignable taketh away. But the rest of the story is, just like I mentioned earlier, LinkedIn is changing everything pretty much on March 1. So I'm just sitting here going, oh my gosh. Now, probably they'll integrate slowly so people like me don't explode. But Alignable, just like I say, with all the free networking that has not had limits, at least none that I have found yet. Now they have a limit because obviously there's people like me out there that love networking. And so why not charge for it? I don't blame them for that. $30 a month for a lot of people is very affordable, especially with the opportunity for networking and growth and expanding your network and exposing your company to this 1,000,000%. Now, please remember again, push buttons, push buttons. Don't forget to push buttons because all of these cool things are available right here. The groups on the left-hand side is groups that you've already subscribed to. the business directory. Now, again, who do you want to search for? I'm going to look for legal services. Let's see if I can find legal company. And when you do that, anybody who has tagged themselves as a legal company will show up here. Okay. So that's number one. You'll also notice by some of these folks' pages, their pictures, they've got premium underneath them. If you want to work with someone, then that is a very cool thing to be able to see if they're a premium member of Alignable or not. And you can also search for the whole country once you're a premium member. Most of the time you stick in your own little section of the world. But as you see, there's folks on here from Maryland and different things. So the business directory is a very awesome spot for you to find other people to work with. Let's say I want a salt bath owner because that's a good fit for my Enagic Anespa shower unit. That's who I want to talk to so they don't put chlorinated water on the folks who just were in the salt bath. That's a great fit for me. So that's some of the businesses that I would actually look for. And now you have an opportunity to connect to just say, hey, I just wanted to know, tell me about your salt bath system. I'm always interested in learning what you do to shower off the folks after they're finished with the salt bath. Start a conversation. It's not a matter of, do you want to buy an Anespa? It's a matter of asking the conversation. Maybe they already have one. And that's always the coolest thing for me as well. So please remember, my friends, if you don't remember another thing from these calls, push buttons, and push buttons some more. You taught that to us, Doc, certainly when you did Canva training. And those are the things that I love so much. Building your network, obviously, Debbie Miller right here is one of my super top connections, and keep building my ideal network. I definitely do with Deb. So, Doc, is there any questions in the Facebook link? I wanted to make sure before we go on to anything else.
I am not seeing any questions at this moment.
Okay,
Let me
perfect.
just scan real fast. Nope, you are, keep going, Queenie. Let me
Okay,
check our
so
time.
I've
Got about 18 minutes left.
well, we probably won't go the whole hour because I don't want to make people nuts, but look what just happened. I clicked on notifications because I have a notification. What came to the very top? Lisa Fredrickson from Focus 7 Consulting wants to connect with me. Heck yeah. Bingo. You get to check your notifications just like you do with LinkedIn. I am, in fact, again, right. I am unable to type to see you here. Lisa is, of course, a superstar in the Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women with Delinda Lane. Say that really fast 3 times. And how awesome that we get to actually meet with Lisa right here on Alignable. So I've also got some notifications. I met Cheryl last night. She's part of the Thrive family, which is a software company that we also have other large leaders in. Peggy Fouts is a superstar, and she's got first of all, she's an equestrian times a million. Oh my gosh. But the cool people that you get to meet within this community is awesome. So you get to click on the notifications to see who you have been connected with recently. And then, of course, you get to see who wants to connect with you, and how cool that live on the call, Lisa had sent a request. So isn't that the coolest thing ever? Please remember, once again, my friends, push buttons. Don't be afraid. Please go to YouTube. Let's click on my business for a second, just so you guys can see a little bit more about the profile topic. Your dashboard, which means your insights, which means your views. If I've gotten 12,000 views so far, 822 people have clicked on my name, which is cool. And 9 people have already referred me. And that's right here. What does that say? The last 90 days? Holy moly. And again, I had not been utilizing Alignable very often until recently. And so I'm super excited to see what these numbers will do as I continue to learn more about it. So please remember, again, push buttons, push buttons, push buttons. Go to Alignable University on YouTube. Now let's switch gears 1 second, Doc. If I can find it, there it is. Okay, so does this show the Alignable YouTube page yet?
Yes. Got
Okay,
Alignable
so
University.
yeah, thank you. And so right here, that gorgeous lady, white and purple hair, she's the coolest thing ever. And she literally has the most gorgeous purple hair and white hair on top of it. She is a blast. She is what I consider a nomad. She travels the country in an RV type of thing. She camps, she's ocean, she's mountain, she's amazing. And she's so fun. and she is a great communicator and certainly a great connector. So guess what this says? How to write rock star reviews, recommendations on Alignable. Sue teaches us how to do that. And again, she does work with the Alignable company directly. She's one of their reps. But the cool part is she is fun and personable and just awesome. I can't say enough about it. So if you're not part of Alignable University yet, you can literally watch the videos. Other trainers are on there too, not only Sue. But the cool part is this is an opportunity, what you should do every week. Now, does that mean post? Find out what Sue has to say. Does that mean actually check this out and do this? Maybe. Does that mean update your profile? Sure. Does that mean use your 10 connections that you get even as a free member every single month? Yeah. And so now you actually get to, this is another great video, by the way. I'm on Alignable, now what? And so please, 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 we teach about Canva here. We teach about LinkedIn. Yes. We teach about YouTube always. And the cool part is Alignable University is a biggie. And when I am on LinkedIn at a posting party and the folks I got to meet today from Alignable, Millionaire Momentum, I tagged @Alignable because now I have joined Alignable group on LinkedIn. So you see how everything cross-pollinates, Doc? It all works together. And so for Alignable University to be on YouTube, of course, and certainly all over LinkedIn. It's just a very cool system. And if you're not utilizing Alignable yet, hopefully some of these tips and start out tricks will help you. So I'm super excited that we get to have Doc and Queenie classes on the 4th Wednesday of every single month, Central Time. And the reason for that is, as I said, it's when people have questions and how do I this and where do I something, first of all, of course, that causes me to dive in and push buttons. But second of all, when I find that it's a cool networking system, I love being able to teach that. All right, Doc, my friend, what is next?
Well, a big thank you for doing this. We have a whole bunch of people on here and everybody just has loved this training or teaching. Other than that, you know, it's the, hey, catch us live every Monday at, and then we will, like we talked about, like you talked about at the beginning, we will start posting closer to the next class, which is always the 4th Wednesday of every month.
Can you believe
at-
that? We are literally, yeah, good for you, High Noon. But the rest of the story is, can you believe by the time we have our next class, it'll be March 27th, days away from Easter.
Well, and it'll be springtime, right? Won't we get some weather that
As
reflects-
opposed to 16 degrees? Yeah.
Oh, we're at 27 right now. So
Are you really? Okay, good for you. Good for you.
so there is hope. Thank you everyone for joining us, whether you were live or on the replay. You can reach out to Queenie at kathyweaverkc.com or myself, Doc at kitchengardenexpert.com. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care and have the fantastic rest of your week. Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Bye for now,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.